Good morning, the Crafters Display. How are you all? Obviously, it takes a little while for people to get notified that we've gone live, so we just hang out for a minute. And I can't see comments either, so I'll get my phone on. Now, if you're catching the replay, just fast forward this bit. And I'll introduce you when we got some people on. They all know. They all know. If not, we'll just keep talking in a moment.
Absolutely.
Just make sure
I've just had a thought. I think what I'll do is I'll just put you on. I'll put myself on Do Not Disturb.
Okay. Oh yeah, we've got someone. Just checking we're going live and it's all working because Oh, we are. There we are. We did have a few technical difficulties. Skype hates me at the moment.
Oh, there we are. We're back again.
Yeah. Skype absolutely hates me at the moment. It doesn't let me do things, but we have. Now the phone's ringing. I'm just going to have to ignore
Be important.
Do you think it is?
If they have both.
Nah, they'll leave a message, won't they?
I always worry when my house phone rings because if it's not PPI, it's my dad who's having a moment.
Oh, yeah. Not many people's got my home number.
Exactly, yeah, and it's like, why is my dad having a moment at 9 o'clock at night ringing my house phone? So yeah, nobody rings
it, don't you? I haven't even left a message. It can't be that bad.
Unknown caller.
Now they're ringing.
Wow.
There's no one watching. I'm going to take it.
Oh, do it.
Hello. Hello.
Oh no.
Yeah, speaking. Hello. Yeah, I rang up and rearranged it. It's next week now. Well, I've got the text message to say it's for next week now, so it's definitely done. Alright, thanks. I'll have to ring you back to on the phone to the other one. Bye. No, it wasn't that important.
Oh,
sorry,
they obviously
guys.
thought it was.
We've got one there. Sorry about that. God, you do start to worry, don't you?
You do. If it's landline and house phone and then back again, you start to think someone really needs me right now. So
right,
yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. And now we've actually got people. So if you're catching the replay, we're just messing about.
Skip the first 5 minutes.
Skip the first 5 minutes. Hi, Vicky, and hi, Erica. How are you doing? So as you've probably both seen Jo-Elle before. I know Erica has, I think. Because you've come into the Arts and Toolbox and did an awesome live. Everybody absolutely loved that live.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely brilliant.
I really, really enjoyed it. Flinging my arms in the air and getting all excited and coming up with ideas. I get really giddy.
It was absolutely awesome. And you can be found at Jo-Elle.com. Jo-ELLEBryne.com.
Yeah.
I am doing a lot of lives lately. You're going to have to bear with me. My words are all over the place. And you're author of the new book, Creative Cash eBook.
Yay.
So
it's very exciting. Sorry, you broke up. I'm so sorry.
So you can tell us all about what you've been up to and your book and your eBook and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, since I spoke to you guys in the Artisan group, everything that we talked about all went basically down on paper. So it's a complete 10-step plan. Is Creative Cash, and it's not a massive ebook.
Erica's just ordered it.
She did, bless her. Yeah, she was my first customer, which is super exciting. I sent an email out to my email list, and Erica was the first one to jump on there, so I was chuffed a bit. So thank you, Erica. Really appreciate it. But yeah, it's not a massive book. The whole point of it was to try and make it a step-by-step plan that wasn't too overwhelming, but gave real solid advice to take you from A to Z, from where you are now, feeling a bit frazzled maybe, not having enough time to create more in order to make more money, but feeling as though you want to create more money in your business. And that's kind of where the book's coming from. That's where it's positioned. And it's directed exactly at crafters, creators, artists, and people who make gorgeous handmade stuff. And the whole point is basically to take you from feeling a little bit short of time, short of patience, and thinking, oh, do I even want to carry on with this? To a point where you feel as though you're able to add additional income streams into your business, to make passive income, and to really build it from the foundations up. And it's just a 10-step plan with loads of it's got tidbits of information that will hopefully get the creative juices flowing to get people to come up with ideas of how they could generate more cash in the business. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, the reviews have been awesome, so thank you so much.
Erica actually wants to know how to actually write or actually do an ebook as well, because when she saw this, she's like, oh, I really want to do one, because she's got recipes and things, so we'll have to chat about that as well, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the recipes, especially from the coffee and things like that, and there'll be loads of potential as well, and especially for Erica's business to maybe join some associated affiliate programs and then include those affiliate links within the ebook. So when she does then create the ebook, you'd be looking at multiple income streams just from that one product, which would be brilliant, all of which are completely passive once you've created the product itself.
Is it easy to do?
Erica's got...
Is it easy to do it? Like, do you have to have a program to set up the ebook and stuff?
The thing is, most of the time, when it comes to writing an ebook, it's more about actually having an idea than creating the product itself.
Right.
Because I think finding the idea and trying to be consistent with that, because if the people out there that are wanting to write ebooks are anything like me, you end up wanting to put too much in, and then it just gets confusing and really complicated. So actually streamlining the idea and the thought process is the most difficult bit of writing and releasing an ebook. Full stop. The technology side of it isn't that hard. You can literally create an ebook on a Word document. You can create your cover on PicMonkey or Canva. Those have got access to Photoshop, can make beautiful cover images. But it can be as straightforward as that. You save it as a PDF document. So you get all your ideas down on paper, save it as a PDF. I use an online tool called pdfmerge.com.
Okay.
Merge the PDF cover photograph with your PDF document, rather than copying it in and trying to stretch it out to fit the Word document, because that's just it makes it look a bit messy. So add the PDF cover, merge the two documents together, and there you go, you've got your ebook.
That's it.
So it's that straightforward.
There you go, Erica, that's that easy. She says, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, it's that straightforward. And so from a technological side and actually getting it out into the marketplace, one of the best things that you can use is a company called lulu.com. Now, they're a self-publishing platform, but what they allow you to do is it spreads the word for you. So you can sell them directly on Lulu, because they've got their own marketplace, and they sell print books and eBooks. And it's Lulu, LULU.com. And they offer you the ability, I've written them down here, once you've got your ebook uploaded and it's all been approved and everything on there, it's not the world's easiest site to navigate, I will say that. But once you've kind of got your head around what it is that you want to create and how you're going to do it, it's maybe a day's work to sit and really look at it, figure it all out, and upload your information, so your description of your book, look at your keywords and that sort of thing, how you want it to be found.
Yeah.
What they'll then do is they put it on the platforms like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, iTunes, Google Play, and you can literally put that book will then be available on all those platforms, and the revenue comes in through lulu.com and pays you into a PayPal account or whatever. So that's a way to do it without even having to have a website.
Wow. Erica's got a website, but you could do it on both, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
At the moment, Creative Cash, the one that came out yesterday, is only available actually on my website.
Yeah.
And I use a platform called Sendowl to create and deliver it.
Which is what I've got, isn't it, that you sent me, Sendowl?
Yeah. Yeah, and Sendowl's really good because from a management perspective, it does it all for you. You literally upload your product, and it's literally a case of click, drop, and click. It's really, really easy. Yeah. It's not difficult to navigate.
Doing it next week. Can I sell it on my own website, or do I need a publisher? Is that what Erica just said?
No, she can definitely sell it on her website, and Sendowl is the best way to do that because it does it all for you. So I'll put the links in the comments after we've chatted today. Come into the comments and I'll put the links down for these different resources so that people can find them more easily. The thing about Sendowl is you create an account, and the basic plan, I think it's like $9.99 a month. You'll earn that back in your first few weeks if you're doing everything. So it's totally worth the investment. It's a monthly subscription, and it's a direct debit to your bank account. I've been using them now for 2.5 years, and they're awesome. You can have up to 15 products. You can update your account. So depending on how many products you're selling, the sort of products you're selling, and whether or not what marketing platforms you want to use.
Yeah.
So you can create your own affiliate program if you buy the next level up, which I think is about £18 a month. And then that means that other people can sell those products for you. So actually creating the book itself and getting it on Sendowl is you upload your document, you name it, you go through and say who you want to be able to send it to, what your email's going to say when it lands in the buyer's inbox, and then you just copy your links or your buttons across onto your own website. It is that straightforward.
Wow.
Yeah.
We like easy. We like easy because we're busy creating, aren't we? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jane.
Exactly. So, I mean, the thing about it is, and a lot of the time people think, oh, I've got this idea, but then they feel really overwhelmed with the technology side of it. And actually, that's the easiest thing to crack. Because if you find, I know that Shopify do something similar. I've never used it, so I can't advise on it. I don't know how straightforward it is. But when it comes to your other providers, Sendowl by far is one of the easiest platforms to use. It's really simple to navigate, and it's really affordable as well. At, between £10 and £20 a month, depending on the level of kind of membership that you go for.
With your own website, though, could you have it as I was thinking of mine and Partisans? Could you have it as a downloadable?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was just thinking that you could have that as a downloadable, and then people could purchase it that way as well as that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it depends what platform you're using, because similar to Partisan, I have an Etsy shop that's just got printables on there. So basically, anyone buys it. I don't need to do anything apart from upload those documents.
So you can do that as well, Erica. If you've built your shop, it's done. So with Erica, as an example, if she wanted to do them as, she was talking about recipes, she could perhaps maybe do them as individual printable recipes, and then compile the whole lot as an ebook. So if somebody was only interested in one, they may pay a couple of pounds for it. But then if they wanted the entire collection, you could build that all together. So it's kind of repurposing the content. Maybe release a few on the blog to try and build some interest around the topic, run some competitions. There's loads of ways to market it. And you could put it on your own and on Partisan as downloadables as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So because you're not actually physically having to create the product every time someone places an order, it's just cash in the bank. Thank you very much. Ka-ching. If you do that alongside what you're already doing, then the potential's pretty big. I noticed on the comments when you actually put this event up that we'd be speaking today, someone mentioned that they haven't had great success with their ebooks. That it's not a good way of making money. Now the thing about it is, it's all about your platform. And I was at a big publishing company, Hay House UK. I was at one of their events back in October, and I've actually just sent another book, which is a completely different side hustle that I have. I've just sent a book proposal into them for publishing. But the whole point of going there was to find out about how to publish and how to get noticed in the publishing world, because these big publishers are receiving thousands and thousands and thousands of book proposals. So knowing this little bit of information, I think, can give you the edge. It's different from a crafty, arty, run your own business kind of perspective than it is from an actual publishing perspective. but the basics are still exactly the same. And we talked about this last time. You've got to know your audience.
You do.
If you are talking about, let's use Erica's business for example. If you are talking about coffee and selling beautiful mugs and home and kitchen items on your website, and you write an ebook about mental health, the two just don't go hand in hand. Your audience becomes confused and they don't know what's happening, and you kind of lose that know, like, and trust factor that Jules talks about.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know your audience and to pitch what it is that you're doing right in the first place. And also to look at the demand. What are your audience asking for? If you've got regular customers, have a conversation with them and ask them, what is it that you want from me? What could I do next that would serve you, and come from a place of service, and you're going to go right. From there, you're looking at your platform, and this is one thing that they did talk about at the big event back in October at Hay House, was it doesn't matter who you are. If you've got a massive platform of people that are going to potentially be your customers, you are more likely to get noticed. So building your platform in the first place is a really great way of ensuring that your sales are going to be that little bit better.
Yeah.
Because you're doing the marketing before you've even got the product.
Yeah.
So if you're already doing well in the craft business and in your creative business,
absolutely,
then there's no reason why an ebook that is completely complementary to what you're already offering would not go down like, hot drinks on a cold day. It's something that's going to do really, really well, as long as you're serving the right audience from a platform that's already doing well.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable.
The
Totally
key.
Get that.
Yeah, it's super important. I'm just looking at my notes here, but we were talking earlier about sort of idea generation, and like I said, the technology side can seem a bit like, panic, and then a bit scary, but actually coming up with the ideas and streamlining the book and writing the book itself is often the most difficult bit, because you kind of squeeze. Yeah, you'll know. I'm trying to squeeze in here and there, and then you'll end up, when you're going to sleep at night, you end up coming up with these wonderful ideas just before you go to sleep, and then you're like, I need to write that down, otherwise it'll be gone in the morning. And it can be, as any creator knows, it can be quite a tough process, because you think about all these wonderful things, you've got all this knowledge.
Incredibly tough. I was just like, I've been told to write a book for years now, even when I was nursing, before all this illness.
Yeah.
I've always maybe one day, and now I'm actually doing it. It's like, oh my God, it's really hard.
Yeah, and yet all these years you've had all these ideas floating around in your head, and you actually come down to sit at the computer to type, and suddenly there are no words. All the words have gone away.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Yes. Yeah, but that's where one tip that I will give is, especially to those that are already blogging, if you have your own website already and you're blogging already, then repurpose that content, because there is no reason to suggest that everything that you create within your ebook has to be brand new information. Because if you think about where people absorb your content from, they get your social media posts, and that might be one part of your audience. There might be another part of your audience that perhaps maybe visit your blog via Pinterest from a marketing standpoint. There may be others that just read that don't get anything from social media, that they just read your weekly newsletters.
Yeah.
All that content is you can bring it all together, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, we do that.
These are already in ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic ideas that you've already put out into the world, and that doesn't mean that your audience has seen every single one of those ideas.
It's just such a broad audience, isn't there? And just this video, for example, will go up to YouTube, will then be put to all the other groups that we have, and then will be pinned on Pinterest. Yeah. So this is repurposed loads, and there's different audience, like you said.
And when you've got a message that is, because a business that's based on too many messages is too complicated. So whatever it is that you're creating, and whatever your message is, and whatever your audience is, that key and that tiny little box, you can only say it in so many ways. So if you've already said it, then why put yourself through the stress and hassle of having to reinvent and rephrase things that you've already said, when you can actually have this conversation with 17 different people, and you've shared that information with all those 17 different people? Why not just say exactly the same thing to those 17 different people by repurposing that content? Because you're still helping them. It's still bringing all that information together in one accessible format.
So any crafter could do an ebook, couldn't they?
Absolutely.
Whatever they make, whatever they do, there's something that will somebody be interested in, isn't there?
Absolutely. And it can be anything from, when it comes down to generating ideas for what it is that you want to write about, I'd always start, and I always advocate this, is sitting down with a blank piece of paper and just throwing out everything that comes into your head. Just get rid of it all.
Brain dump.
Yeah, absolutely. And then really start to narrow down on what it is, what message it is that you want to send. So you could, when it comes to your actual product, you could think about how you make it. So you could teach how to make it. You could think about where you make it. So you could start to think outside the box of your actual product and start to think about the space in which you've created in order to make a business. So that would be linked. It's a little bit tenuous, but you could sort of go down that line. You could also think about what you're making and what alternatives there might be around. You could look at gift guides and look at complementary products that go along with what you create. So, for example, if you create beautiful pieces of art, you might want to design an entire room around that piece of art. You find beautiful products out there that are that would look beautiful alongside your art and complement that art, and then become an affiliate for them so that you're selling their products. Then write an ebook about how to design the perfect room around that piece of art.
Oh, that's awesome.
You've pulled in all your information together. You're making money when the ebook sells in the first place, and then anybody that goes on to buy through your affiliate links, because it's in the ebook, it's all the links are clickable. Any cookie periods are led back to you, and you earn additional income from that as well. So the ebook's your first step, and then from there you're earning even more when people actually make those purchases.
Sam, we're live now, darling. Sam's just put on said catching the replay, but we are live right now. But when we finish, you can watch the beginning.
Yeah, we're just chatting to each other and talking on the phone.
Oh, that was a terrible start. Terrible start.
Yeah. But you could also think about, when you're thinking about ideas for actually creating a book, you could also think about why. So perhaps maybe we talked earlier about Erica's business and about coffee and mugs and things like that. And it would be a bit odd if Erica then started to talk about mental health. However, if she starts to talk about why she created her business in the first place, if it was because it became some sort of therapy, then perhaps telling her own story and the story of her business, that would work really well and be a really nice complementary product as well. There's lots of different tacks that you can take depending on what message you want to send. It depends entirely, but if anybody's got any sort of wanting some help with generating ideas, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. I'm an ideas girl. So if anybody wants to put in the comments what their business is, if they put a link to their Facebook page or their website or whatever in the comments, we'll quite happily have a look and throw some ideas at them. No problem at all.
Okay, Erica said, do huge companies do affiliate links such as Tate and Lyle?
I don't know if Tate and Lyle have one, but
something
massive
like that. I can see she's thinking about sugar, coffee, that type of stuff.
Of course she is. That is awesome. Right, in fact, tell Erica I am
She's on the case
right now.
She's on the case now.
Oh, yeah, she's looking. Okay.
So, hiya Jo, hiya Toria. And I said hiya Sam, didn't I? Thanks for watching, guys. We had a bit of a funny start while
she made.
Go on.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, Erica may find that she ends up coming up with a lot of websites to do with sugar daddies, which is completely different. But
the syrups. Oh, it's the syrups, she said. I thought Tate and Lyle was sugar.
There will definitely be something out there, and one of the best platforms from an affiliate point of view to find those companies is Awin. But again, if Erica will know because it's in the book, although I doubt she's got that far yet. So she bought it yesterday. But there is some links to all these good affiliate programs in there, and she'll be able to find some that are suitable to complement what it is that she's doing. But yes, big food companies do have their own affiliate programs. She might also want to have a look at perhaps some biscuit makers.
Yeah, we discussed biscuits before, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be another really lovely complementary product. But then she could also look at cutlery and things to go along, spoons and sugar bowls and the whole works. But
sure, I'm going to
get carried away talking about Erica's business.
So she's got a massive, a massive scope there for what you can do.
Yeah, the potential is massive. It really is. The potential is huge.
She said that's great.
But from an ideas perspective, I'd be absolutely really happy to help anybody with generating ideas for what they could write. And just to recap, the process is as simple as write the damn book, which is the hardest bit.
Yeah, it is.
Make a cover. Don't go to OTT. Have a look at what else is in the market.
It doesn't have to be too long, does it?
No, not at all. The latest ebook that I've just released is 60 pages in total. That is from cover to back. Because the thing is, if you've got a specific message, you don't want to be going too over the top, because when you're reading an ebook, it can become a little bit monotonous. And if your message is so unique to your business that anything from 50 pages onwards, as long as it gets the message across and isn't too brief, I wouldn't recommend advertising something as an ebook that's only 10 pages long, because it's more of a guide or an introduction. It needs to be something that you would pick up and consider to be a book. But you also need to remember that where an ordinary book is A5 and smaller, these are A4 pages. So that the content's always going to be less spread out, because you are doing it on a Word document. Your content's going to be a little bit more condensed. But putting images and things in there as well, totally doable. It doesn't have to be difficult.
Got gorgeous images, actually. She had some done, and they're beautiful with children and Christmas, all sorts of stuff. Like, Erica Jules was talking about the seasonal time for you yesterday. You could have the Christmas recipe with your Christmas images that you've got, which are awesome images. They're really cool.
Absolutely. It's when it comes to recipe books, if you look at the format of a lot of actual in-print recipe books, they're very image heavy, and they've an image on one side and then the recipe on the other. So that there's huge potential for that. But the thing with that as well is recipe books do very well in print. And when we talked earlier about Lulu.com, they offer the ability to actually print your book. So they will do print on demand and ship it out. Alternatively, you can order a lot or order them as and when, and then they will actually send them out to you. And it's completely affordable.
Wow, that sounds so exciting. I'm going to have to look them up.
Yeah, it is. It's a good platform. It was actually, believe it or not, a friend of the family that mentioned it to me, and he's been selling books on Lulu.com for the last 10 years. And that's just what he does as on the side. He's got something to say, and that's what he does. Gets them out on Amazon. The only thing that you'll find is with the difference between an ebook and the print is that the profit margins are a lot narrower, because you'll lose a lot, especially on platforms like Amazon. You would need to charge about £15 for a book in order to make about £7. Because what they do is Lulu will take their bit, but Amazon take a £5 straight away.
They take quite a lot with normal books as well. I know that Jules was saying that it's a very small margin with Amazon.
Yeah, when it's a print book, Amazon's margins are a lot smaller, whereas the ebook, the margins are a little bit bigger, and it gives you the access to Kindle as well, to the Kindle marketplace.
I forgot about Kindle.
So once you've gone onto Lulu, you can choose which platforms you want your ebook to be available on, and then if you want to go on and have it as available as print, there are different formatting issues, and it can get complicated, but Lulu actually have a service that will do that for you if you want to pay for that from a self-publishing point of view.
That makes sense.
Because Yeah, because it becomes a properly self-published book rather than just an ebook that doesn't have an ISBN code.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that if you're wanting to get them out on the different platforms, Amazon, Kobo, Barnes and Noble, iTunes and Google Play, that is when you need an ISBN, because it becomes a real book for all intents and purposes.
Partisan book, will we have that?
Yay, ISBNs.
I don't even have a name for it yet.
Do you know, that was the last thing? That's usually the last thing.
Everyone says that, it comes last.
Yeah, because your name and your subtitle is so key to everything, absolutely everything you do. And in fact, Chrissie, I've got some information that I got from Hay House back in October, which I'll send across to you, because it talks all about what it is that people are looking for when it comes into your title and your subtitle.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and introducing, actually creating a book proposal. Because when you're writing an ebook, you have to remember that you can just literally sit down and write your ebook. You don't need to go through the full format that publishers expect you to go through, which is jumping through the flaming hoops with ninjas on either side. You know, it really is that hard.
I know.
I'm writing this book proposal, you know, because proposals are even harder than writing the actual book, because you need to talk about your premise, and you need to talk about the market, and you need to do a market comparison, and it's really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
Whereas this option, actually releasing this information just from your head onto the page and out into the world.
And for crafters, that's what they want. That's
so liberating.
With the time we've got and everything that goes on, that's the best. I think the ebook is the best way to go.
Really is. It's so liberating. And from there, you can think about, we were talking about repurposing content, the potential then to go on and create a course out of that content that you've already created, an online course, which you can charge into the hundreds of pounds for, depending on the content and how big it is. And especially, again, there are platforms.
People who make jewellery or crochet and all that can do. Absolutely. And I know some of my creatives, actually, I think have got a course. I think one of them's got a course. And I think they crochet and then they got a course as well. So that all actually works in well with an ebook, doesn't it?
It really does. And if you wanted to perhaps maybe test the market, starting with stills and photographs and descriptions and putting an ebook together is a good way of testing whether or not that is something that people want.
Yeah.
Because obviously the formats and the way that we consume the information between a course and an ebook are completely different. So you have to think about what it is that you want to say as to whether or not it's appropriate to be written down. Yeah, if it's something that would be better like this and you would be better explaining, then that's great. But whereas, for example, with the book that I've just released, that is better written because people can refer back to it. They can print it out and make their own notes, use it as ideas. You can even create workbooks as an ebook. So if you've got a step-by-step program that someone could follow, you could do it in a format of asking a question, leaving a blank for people to be able to fill it in. So they can print it off and fill it in. And you can also do PDFs that are fillable, so that people can actually do them online. That becomes more of a workbook.
Yeah.
You know, the potential is, if you can think about it, you can put it on paper, then it can become an ebook.
Yeah, totally. Tell us a little bit, before you go, tell us a little bit more about Creative Cash. We didn't really touch on that, did we? What's in it, what's it for, and where they can get
it. Well, I was going to say, remind me to tell you that I have put together a special discount code for everybody here for a crafters display. But yeah, Creative Cash is a 10-step program that basically teaches crafters how to introduce passive income into their business. So how to make more without having to create more time, because we all know it's at the moment, everyone out there who's creating beautiful things in the handmade world are exchanging their time for money. And in order to make more, you'd physically need to create more hours in the day. Yeah. And that's not always possible. So the whole idea behind Creative Cash is using those creative juices to apply those to your business and think about different ways you can create passive income streams, which are coming into your business at the same time as you're creative. And so therefore you've got loads and loads of money all coming in from different angles all the time, and your business then can just explode exponentially because you're not capping your income. That's the whole point of the book.
That's my word of the year, that is, exponentially.
Yay! It's a lovely word.
I love it.
Yeah, because it's
I try
just
and put it in
so
everything.
big. It's such a it's a brilliant word, and because that's the thing about running your own business, is you're in the unique situation where your income does not have to be capped on the hours that you work, or a salary that you're paid, or a commission that you're paid. Your income is about your creativity, and yes, even though you can only create for so many hours a day, what you can do is add those passive income streams, the eBooks, the courses, the affiliate marketing, and all of that is covered in Creative Cash, to get people to think differently about their business so that they can still do what they love but earn even more money from it, because everyone deserves to be able to put their feet up and hear the cash register.
While they're sleeping, really, can't they?
Absolutely. It's one of the best things. Is I was on the school run this morning and my phone went ka-ching, and I looked and I said to my daughter, "Hey, we've sold another book." And she, "Yay, Mummy, that's brilliant." And I was actually walking to school. We weren't doing anything, and it's a really wonderful, apart from the creative, it's a wonderful way of adding extra income to your business without spending any time. The only time you will spend is the creating of it, and you're doing that anyway. So once you've made it, it then is completely evergreen and can last
Ever.
Yeah, for as long as your business, as long as your business wants.
And there's when we do our happy dance, which is our crowdfunding thing, when we get a sale, we have a happy dance. We've also got to then either create it or package it or whatever, if we've got it in stock or whatever. And there's quite a bit to actually get it out and everything. But this is just completely done. Nothing to do, is there?
Yeah, nothing at all. And the thing about this, you talk about happy dances. If you do a happy dance when you get an order, imagine it could become its whole workout routine all of its own, because you're doing that many happy dances. Because while you're creating for one customer, other people are buying your other things, and they're buying through your affiliate links, and someone's bought your ebook, all while you're creating for another customer. So it's a really gratifying way of getting what it is that you're good at out into the world in a unique way, while all being complementary to your lovely, gorgeous businesses.
Yeah, share your story. There's just so much. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that. Completely lot.
There is, and it's the book is absolutely designed to get people's juices flowing, and it's also priced so that it's not inaccessible. Yeah. I wanted this to be available to everyone who is even thinking about starting a craft business, if they're not quite there yet and they're thinking, oh, is this doable? Have I got enough time? This will get the juices flowing to be able to do it. And it's also really good for service providers as well. So artistic service providers like photographers and holistic therapists and things like that, because it all comes back down to being able to be creative within your creativity and make those new income streams. Yeah. So it's $8.99. It's priced to be completely accessible to everybody.
Price.
And I have done a special discount for you guys, just because it's launch week.
Can that be within Artisan? Because I'm going to share this back into the Artisan Toolbox and Imaginarium as well, because we're all Artisan. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah. Anybody who watches the video can use it. Okay. Because what I'll do is I'll put it in the comments section. We'll hide it somewhere in the comments section with a link to the book. Yeah. So anyone that's accessible to your community would be more than welcome to use that code. Yeah. And it's a 10% off, and it's just Artisan, all in capital letters. That's the code. So we know that as well. I'll be able to feed back to you if anybody does buy the book and what the turnaround is as a result of your community to my business. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. It's really exciting, and like I said, I've read it. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Well, and again, thank you so much for being a beta reader. I would not have been able to do it without you. I needed your input. It was brilliant. So thank you. I appreciate it.
So what I'm going to do is put this up to YouTube in a minute, and like I said, share it everywhere, and people catch the replay as well. And apologies about the start.
Would you like me to send you all the links through so that you can put them in the YouTube, or I can put them in the comments on YouTube? Either way, it doesn't matter.
Whatever, I don't mind. Well, this as soon as we finish, I just do it straight up to YouTube and off it goes, so I don't have to.
Oh, brilliant!
This is
that's good.
Yeah, it's an awesome program. I love it. It saves me loads and loads of time. Just.
See, you're far more tech savvy than I am. If I can write an ebook, anyone can. I am so not tech savvy.
Are you not? Oh, I love it. That's my thing. I love tech. They're all saying thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for having me and for being patient with my getting carried away and flinging my arms around. It's a Yorkshire thing.
In May, I do it a bit. In May, we're doing mindset. Perhaps you could come in one of our groups and have a talk about mindset with us. There's a little challenge for you.
Yeah, that
we're doing all the crowdfunding, so we're not doing a lot of guest speaking. But May, yeah, we're really doing about the mindset part of the business. So.
That'd be brilliant, because I know, especially female entrepreneurs, we suffer really badly with imposter syndrome.
God, don't we ever?
It's a horrible, it's almost a disease. It's an awful thing.
I'm like that just over the crowdfunding. I have to keep ringing my team going, I'm doing all right, aren't I?
Yeah, you're doing it, and you just need to remind yourself. But I mean, apparently, when we actually go into business and do it properly, as just a general rule of thumb, that's women generally, we are more likely to succeed, but we have a higher fear of failure than men.
Oh, definitely.
And so we're less likely to actually take the step in the first place. So yeah, I would love to talk more about that. That'd
Brilliant,
be really
thank you. Awesome.
Hey.
Okay, thanks ever so much, guys, and have a great, I was going to say Wednesday, but it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Bye.
Thanks so much for having me.